Hey everybody, Tyler Florence here. Welcome to the wolfitdown test kitchen. I've got an amazing menu for you tonight. We are gonna make a classic roasted chicken with a twist. We're gonna cook the whole thing in about a half an hour. We're gonna spatchcock a beautiful chicken, pop it in the oven, serve that with some roasted vegetables, and then a bright green, delicious herby salsa verde. Then we're also gonna make one of my favorite all-time classics, a blue cheese wedge salad. Crispy iceberg with a homemade blue cheese dressing, nice bright tomatoes, and crispy smoked bacon. You're gonna love it. This is Matt Mycera, our culinary director here in Northern California. All right, cool. So first things first, so let's talk about our chicken, right? We got a 4-pound organic bird here, right? And it's washed and it's dry, right? It's really, really important before we roast this stuff to make sure it's dry as you possibly can get it. So that way you're guaranteed to get a nice crispy skin on the other side. So we're gonna set this aside for a second, right? And we're gonna go ahead and prep our veggies, right? So again, just potatoes and carrots. So we're gonna take our potatoes and let's sort of cut them into chunks, okay? And these are gonna get really super crunchy. We're gonna take the carrots and just kind of cut them on a little angle. I'm gonna toss them a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna set those aside while we prep our chicken, okay? So I got a paper towel here, and we're gonna take the chicken and we're gonna put it breast side down, okay? Now, spatchcock traditionally, it's a British butchering technique where they remove the spine here. And let me tell you why that's important, because now, once we take this out, we're not gonna cook a football, we're gonna cook a brick, right? It's gonna open up the cooking surface and it's gonna take the cooking time, cut it in half. So you got a pair of kitchen shears or just some sharp scissors, whatever you got, right? All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take your fingers first, right? And just feel where the spine's gonna come on either side, okay? And then we're gonna start in here, all right? And you see that one little snap separating the thigh, okay? That was probably the hardest cut. And then everything else just kind of cuts through like butter, okay? Then we're gonna go on the other side here. And again, guys, next Thanksgiving, this is the technique, guys. I'm telling you. Spatchcocking your turkey is the way to go. Because you're gonna take, with a turkey, you're gonna take about 3.5 pounds of bone weight out. And then you're gonna cook a turkey that's gonna cook in half the time. And you've never tasted a turkey. Like the next time you go to grandma's house and she's serving that dried up old turkey, you know what I mean? You're gonna show her the magic of doing this, right? So what we wanna do is we wanna take this piece out, right? So this is the spine. And what we have here, right, is a spatchcock chicken. We're gonna flip it over, right? And then you wanna just flip the legs around where the guy looks like this. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then we got a mixture of cumin and coriander. Then we're gonna sprinkle over the top of the chicken. All right, this is coriander, which is one of my favorite spices. And then we're also gonna add some salt to this too, salt and pepper. So we're gonna take all this and just give it a good smudge, all the olive oil, right? And just make sure the chicken is just incredibly well seasoned and there's no dry spots. All right guys, so then we're gonna take our potatoes and our carrots. We're gonna drop this into the oven and then we're gonna let this go, okay? And that's gonna go in for like 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. So we'll pick that up in a little bit, right? In the meantime, we're gonna start the dressing for the roasted chicken. So this is a traditional salsa verde, right? This is really big in Italy. This is really big in Spain, right? So we got parsley, some tarragon, fresh thyme. We got green olives, which are delicious. We got capers, we got walnuts, we got anchovy. To make it really bright and acidic, we got red wine vinegar, and then we got lemon. Parsley on the board, tarragon on the board, and fresh thyme on the board. We're gonna take all these herbs and we're gonna try to twist them together as tight as we can like we're making a cigar. All right, see that? That's gonna go in a mixing bowl. Okay, so then we're gonna add green olives. We're gonna take our anchovy, and if you don't like anchovy, leave it out, no big deal. I like it. Capers, and we're gonna finally chop this down. I don't wanna make a bunch of dirty dishes, man, but a food processor will buzz this stuff up super fast. Sometimes my wife will kind of walk in and she goes, "Oh my God, honey, what's for dinner?" I'm like, this, that, this, and that. She goes, "Oh, it sounds fantastic." And then she'll eyeball me on the way out the door. It's like, "Don't you make a mess."
Now I'm gonna use every dish.
Don't you dirty up every dish in the kitchen, please, if you don't mind, right? walnuts. We're gonna chop down the walnuts so it's pretty much the same size as the capers and the green olives. All right, these are gonna go in. Then we're gonna hit this with red wine vinegar. And then we're using a microplane to skin the zest off this lemon. And then we're gonna cut it in half and squeeze the juice out. And then we're just gonna hit it with olive oil, okay? This holds up in the fridge really, really, really well. All right, cool, do we set this aside? All right, while we start working on our salad. Now this is like great Americana, great steakhouse stuff. This is exactly what you want it to be, but we're gonna make that dressing from scratch. We're gonna take our bacon. This is just really good smoked bacon. And we're gonna cut what they call lardons, right? Or just basically little sticks. And then we're gonna take our bacon, we're just gonna add it to the pan cold. Okay, and we're just gonna let these yummy, fun pieces just start to render down. All right guys, so we've got these like really beautiful little tomatoes. We're just gonna cut these right in half. I love bacon, man. I just got that whiff, you know? That old friend. That whiff of like yummy smoked bacon. It's my absolute favorite. Boom, tomatoes in. And we're just gonna give these a little marinade. Olive oil, salt, pepper. Give these a nice little toss. And then we'll set these aside. So we're gonna take our chives here, right? So I'm gonna make one little quick cut of what they call a baton. This is gonna be the garnish that's gonna go on top, right at the very end. All right, so you got some chives. So we got a couple of things, right? We have 50-50 sour cream and mayonnaise. Quarter cup of buttermilk. We got a juice of a lemon. All right, then we have onion powder and garlic powder. And then we have blue cheese, right? So here's the base. Mayonnaise in the bottom. Sour cream. Buttermilk. Lemon juice. Onion powder and garlic powder. All right, we're gonna stir these together. So Matt's gonna pull the bacon off and drain it. So we got pepper, we got a little bit of salt. Boom. Blue cheese is gonna go in. And then we're gonna add our chives. Give this a stir. Start it from the bottom, now we're here. And ladies and gentlemen, we just made delicious blue cheese dressing. So we're gonna take our iceberg and just kind of cut it in big pieces. And this is kind of a big wedge too, man. The iceberg has got to be as cold as possible. So just get a nice platter. We're gonna set this up like it's a big family style platter so everybody can grab a wedge. So first we're gonna go in with the dressing and we're just gonna make sure every little wedge is kissed a little bit, right? And just let it start to drip over. All right, so we got our beautiful dressing on top, and then we're gonna take our marinated tomatoes. This is a pretty salad plate, huh? We're gonna take our smoked bacon, we're gonna pile this on top too. Then we're gonna take our blue cheese, fold this on top, and then our chives, our chive batons, and just a little bit of olive oil right to finish. So guys, check out our chicken. Really, really gorgeous stuff, man, okay? So the chicken's cooked all the way through. We're gonna cut this up. We're gonna take the legs off. That's a little hot, be careful, okay? All right, we're gonna pop one little joint, okay? And that's gonna be the wing. All right, and then the breast will simply just slide right off. Okay? We haven't done this recipe in a while, forget how great it is. So I'm gonna take some of our roasted veggies. So our chicken has something to stack up against. So we got our chicken breast. I'm gonna separate the legs and the thighs so everybody can grab like a little piece. Now we're gonna top this off with our salsa verde. Boom, gorgeous. Fresh parsley, just hand-torn pieces around top. And this is ready for the table. Guys, this is our spatchcock roasted chicken, carrots and potatoes, and then our amazing classic blue cheese wedge. So happy to hang out with you today. See you guys next week in the wolfitdown Test Kitchen. Thanks so much.